let's invite Jean-Michel to take the stage. So Jean-Michel Petin from NITEP is joining us from Paris. And you are really going to share a little bit about the best practice that companies need to undertake to ensure when they outsource their procurement, they do it correctly. Yep.
Yes, slide number 1, please. Yes, thank you, Carrie, and for giving us the floor to share my experience in the best practices in outsourcing and what to do if things go wrong. Yes, please, can you share this slide number 1? Just before starting, yes, I'm Jean-Michel Petin. I'm advisor to major company and many of top 10 services provider in France, and I act as a trusted third party on behalf of the parties in outsourcing deals and contract management mediation. And to be clear, we intervene exclusively in out-of-course mediation. And however, many outsourcing deals have their ups and downs, and clients and provider should have only one goal: a successful partnership. And parties regularly solicit my firm to resolve their difficulty in outsourcing contract to fix the issue definitively. And the lessons learned are very similar to any outsourcing operation like procurement outsourcing. Slide number 2. Yes, please. Let's go down. Slide number 2. Not yet.
I love the fact that we've got what to do if things go wrong on the slide when everything's
going
slide
wrong 2.
With technology.
Yeah. So what do you do, sir? Just a few words. In France, 32 of outsourcing projects are in line or outperform their expectation, but a third of outsourcing projects have difficulties. And we have classified main clauses in 6 areas by importance. You have a divergent interest, governance problem, contract problem, relationship, complexity of the situation, and budget. Despite implementation of the corporate social responsibility in procurement, to sum up, we observe a predominance of economic criteria. Slide number 3. And what are the causes, the main causes? And I will now share with you only three causes studies in slide 3. Case number 1 is client at fault. And in this case, I remember the contract was signed in a very competitive commercial context and led the provider to make disproportionate commitments in the face of insufficient precision in the statement of work drafted by the client. And the client thinks he's getting a good deal reassured by a contractual locking. And by making such a commitment, the provider took a significant risk with its clients. Difficulty quickly arose on the project, and fault were committed by both parties. And the party avoided handling the situation and did not reconsider the certain contractual cause and revise the financial terms of the deal. Both parties go in heading rush. The case number 2 is a provider at fault. In this case, I remember that it was a service provider who took the lead and posed the law and manipulate the client to minimize his commitment, by example, to move from obligation of result to obligation of means. And the case number 3, provider and clients were at fault. In this case, after 2 years of difficulties, the provider sent a claim to his clients, and the provider has not taken any step to explain its claim in open book. Instead of looking of a root clause, the client decide to launch an RFP and to switch the service to another provider. Now, slide number 4, and therefore, there are a few key things that how to prepare well your outsourcing. And firstly, prepare well the deal well. Firstly, by anticipate the project and standardize what can be standardized, the process, operating model, your blueprint, your change management, training, and support your team for switching, for doing, to getting something done. I know it's not easy for a team and require maturity for all the team, not only for the procurement. And by anticipate the deal, my recommendation is that the contract should be signed once the maximum number of risks have been eliminated on the basis of detailed statement of work. Define the most precise specification possible, including role and responsibility, and also have a clear understanding of your organization, the need, and the code. And this will help you identify the right solution and vendor to work with. And also be realistic in the recruitment and your SLA. And also by anticipate the negotiation process, limit information asymmetry, know what you are buying, understand how the price was built, and use the same tools like bid management tool approach and be focused on the ratio, and encourage the provider to open their book and share the service center to their clients to reduce cost and increase added value, and anticipate also the drafting of the contract before any start negotiation. Secondly, encourage trust-based relationship. A contract definition is by definition incomplete, which is why governance is so important to manage unforeseen events, and the party shall manage difficulty and conflicts as early as possible. Do not let an hostile atmosphere creep in. And the party that know how to create a positive sum game, know how to look for additional value where it can be found in cooperation, in eliminating unnecessary cost. To be direct, success and failure can only be joined. Thirdly, educate, and do not use contract as a weapon, but as a shared dynamic document. Project management must take precedence over the contract, which must be considered as a red line of the party, which any deviation must be notified. And the contract favors the delivery of deliverable according to the predefined milestone, otherwise the orderly game. By definition, spontaneous play is an unformalized action that creates value and enables success in a project. It is specifically this that allows the buyer and the supplier team to create sufficient freedom to work independently. And fourthly, act out the box. Break away from any existing paradigm. The prosperity of the client and its provider is not contradictory. More satisfied customer cost less, and satisfied provider cost less. And finally, in event of difficulty, we use trust third party rather than conflict, claim, or litigation. It is not unusual to ask a peacekeeper to restore the cooperation of the party. Do not hesitate to use this service rather than benchmark that we use systematically in the contract clause, which reinforce the predominance of economic criteria instead of collaboration. I hope the implementation of the CSR in the procurement will change again rules, and sustainable procurement collaboration is a strategic decision that goes beyond the recruitment economics. It considers the assumption of stakeholders in their performance is equal and acceptable. Finally, procurement outsourcing need more collaboration, maturity in the process, in the team. Of course, the processes, tools, educated team, and a lot of courage. Thank you for your attention, and we will answer your questions. And if you have the third slide, and coming together is the beginning, keeping together the progress, working together is a success, our effort. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jean.